Yeah, first and foremost, man, it's a hell of a team there. San Antonio, obviously well coached by Coach Phillips, man. I got a lot of respect for him. You know, when you're going against guys like Stoops and Phillips, you really got to up your game as a staff, you know, just not as a head coach, because we know that he's been through so much football. So we knew they'd fight for 4 quarters as well, and that's the biggest thing with our league is you got to finish and close the door when you get the opportunity to do that. I'm glad today that our defense was able to do that. Today was a 3-phase game, okay? Offense got it going early. We put the points up, put the pressure on them, got them out of their comfort zone. I thought special teams was spectacular today. Andre with his field goals, our kickoff return and kickoff teams really set the tone in this football game early. And then defensively, hey, bend don't break, bend don't break. They gave up some plays. But in the end, man, when they needed to make a stop, we did on the final drive. Just proud of everybody involved. A lot of work got put into this one. And like I said, that's a good team we just beat, and it's good to be 2-1. James.
Coach, one of the guys that really stepped up today offensively was Jacob Sailors.
Yeah.
One of the guys that stepped up today was Jacob Sailors, who played week 1, was inactive week 2, and then gets back on the active roster today, makes him, especially down the stretch, the fourth quarter. How much have you seen him grow throughout training camp and then these first few weeks of the season, and do you expect him to continue to do that moving forward?
Yeah, no, good eyes. Listen, Jacob didn't deserve not to be dressed last week, but again, we want to give our guys a chance to bounce back. Wayne played last week. Mateo had a big game. Mateo gets a shot. Now Jacob gets a chance to dress this week. I was impressed, man. Some key runs like you talked about. He's hard to find in the hole. We were really running the ball well inside. He was able to bounce a couple outside. He also had a couple receptions as well. So just proud of him, man. Just a great attitude as well. Last week we had a heart-to-heart talk about what was going on when he didn't dress. I told him to just stay focused, keep working. It's a long season, and we were going to need him. And, with Mateo coming off a big game, you think, okay, Jacob, really, what's your role in this game? And you never know, right? So he was able to pop a couple big runs. And we trust these guys. I trust all my players. And even the guys that don't dress have a chance to come up and make a big impact for our football team. So, yeah, look, Jacob got his chance. This is what you got to perform. And we talked about that in our meeting yesterday. Guys got to rise up, perform when their opportunity comes. And his number was called a couple times, and he did a good job.
Yes, Coach, you mentioned having to step up your game against a guy like Wade Phillips, 31 points against that Brahmas defense. How'd you guys get it done today?
Yeah, well, it starts in the trenches. Our offensive line took it personal. This is a very aggressive, strong, good outside rushers for this San Antonio team. They're attacking at linebackers. They got a lot of speed. But really, it wasn't about their defense. It was about us on offense, what our guys did, how we execute. And that's how we looked at this football game. We knew they were going to be good. Every team in this league has good players on defense. But for us as an offense, we have to come out and execute at a better level. We left a lot on the field the last 2 weeks. We were able to get a win last week. We left one short in week 1. But I can start seeing it turn. The engine starts picking up a little bit. Timing's there. I thought also, too, in last week's game, we kind of got on AJ a little bit because, he's just not fleet of feet. He's fall down a couple times. He doesn't run the ball today, man. A couple key runs by him just in the pocket. I think he's been extraordinary with his movement in the pocket, extending plays, and also using his legs. He had a couple key runs in this game, breaking some tackles. And he had a pull also where he pulled it out of the back's belly and came around and got us a nice little run as well. So those things are going to be big because now when you talk about our offense, 5 wides, 2 tight ends, quarterback run, all those different things, that's a lot to handle week to week. So really proud of the execution, really, across the board for our offense. And Akeem Butler as well. He had a big game. He was due. He's a guy, he's a flow guy. He's all about getting him the rock early. If he has early success, I knew he was going to have a big game after that first catch he had, ran over a couple DBs. I knew it was going to be a big day for him, and he took advantage of it.
We have a question from the text line.
Yeah.
Oscar down at Claro Sports says, the level of execution, great on offense versus a great defense, but he did want to ask about the few details, the 15-yard penalties, and how they could have cost the moment in the game.
Yeah, it pisses me off, honestly. We talked about it last week about we don't want to be that team. Obviously the Brahmas had quite a few of those last week. We were trying to, not be that team. I thought the one on the sidelines with Lakeem Williams is very close. Guys were diving at the quarterback while he was in bounds, kind of fell into him. Just didn't look as terrible to me. TJ, I believe, had another one in the pocket. He hit him late. We can't do it. We got to get better. If we're going to get to the quarterback, we got to beat our guy and get there on time. Right there, we don't get any points for that. So TJ's got to be smarter there. You know, we took both of those guys out of the game. We hold them to a standard, and hopefully they don't do it again. I mean, that's just not what we're going to be acceptable with, and it's a selfish play. And, you know, we were able to overcome those things, which were great, but we're not going to have it. We're not going to stand for it, and, you know, those guys will correct it. And Lakeem and TJ both made bigger plays throughout the game after that as they got dialed in, but, you know, it's an unacceptable play. We won't have it.
You guys good, or one last one? One last right here.
I followed AJ since he was in Mobile. I used to live there, and it seems like he's your comments just there. He's like a fine wine, getting better with age. Talk about just his leadership and just his desire still at his age now.
Well, it goes back to when I was recruiting him to come play in this league. He didn't know anything about it. You know, I saw the same thing. I saw a quarterback that had some ups and downs, tremendously, you know, just an unbelievable college career, a championship quarterback. And, you know, I just felt there was a lot of tread on the tires. I thought there was something missing, right? And, you know, like, look, this is a professional football league. We got a good team. We got great fans in St. Louis. We're going to assemble something that's great. This is an opportunity for you to really get that second chance, rebirth a little bit. You know, 7, 8 years goes by. You're not the backup. You are the backup. You had a chance. You got hurt twice. Like, man, you stay healthy, the platform's going to be there for him, and he's taking full advantage of it. You know, the one thing about AJ, man, he's been all in since we asked him to play in this league. You talk about a guy last year, 31, 32, then this year, you know, he got a lot of things going on in his life. You know, he's made a really good career out of himself, but to put in the day-to-day work that he puts in, the care, the want, I give him credit for that, man. It's I love it, and it's all about it. You know, he's all about it, man. We're on a mission. He's on a mission, and he came back because he has a chip on his shoulder. And I hope he gets the success that he wants. He deserves it. But I know each and every day I get everything out of him, and that's great. That's great to see from a guy that's his age and accomplished what he's accomplished. Good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Coach talked about how you were due for one, and do you feel like this game was kind of like your coming out game this year? And then specifically that 3rd and 16 catch when you crossed the middle, what did you see on that play?
I wouldn't say this is my coming out game. I think our team is super dynamic. We have a lot of talent. We got talent coming back. We got talent you guys haven't even seen yet. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just told Bruce the other day, like, I'm okay if I have 2 catches and whatever, you know what I'm saying? All I care about is victories at the end of the day. I think that's all that matters in this league or any league at all. So, you know, I'm definitely happy that, you know, I had a good game, but like I said, I'm way more ecstatic that we won. So, yeah. What was the second part of the question?
The 3rd and 16, you made that catch across the middle in traffic. What did you see on that play?
Like as far as coverage, well, they just had 2 high safeties and they split, and I just took it, and AJ trusted me enough to lay it up there, and I, you know, rewarded him with the catch, and we got to continue to drive. I don't think we finished with the touchdown on that drive, but still, it was a good play.
Any other questions in the room? Right here in front.
Hakeem, you guys scored points on 6 of your first 7 drives. What would you say were just the biggest keys for the offense overall in this game?
6 or 7 is crazy, especially the way we've been playing. So I'm happy about that for sure. The key to that, honestly, I think it's just Bruce trusting us and AJ trusting the playmakers around him. And everybody just trusting one another. I think that's the biggest thing. We trust one another, and we can play fast like we did. And we saw things on film that we could take advantage of with this team, and I think we did a good job doing that today.
Any other questions? You guys good? All right. Team, thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
All right. Hell of a team win. I thought, you know, all 3 phases played really well together. Complimentary ball, especially when we needed it most. And hell of a stop by the defense at the end. Offense, you know, you hope you can. In that situation, it's tough because they had all 3 timeouts. We got the ball before the 2-minute warning, and I think did they give us the 2-minute warning on that, or it stopped at 2:01? A little bit of home cooking, but But yeah, you wish as an offense you can put that game away on your own, but it's how the game goes sometimes. But hell of a win. Proud of the guys. O-line played awesome. I thought Jacob played really well. Tay played really well. And then receivers made plays. Keem had a big day. So I was proud of everybody.
All right, we'll open up for questions right here in the
AJ, what were some of the things you saw on film as you were getting ready for this game that you thought you could attack in San Antonio's defense?
Well, it's funny. They didn't play us like they've played other teams. They really weren't giving us anything deep. So it was just got to be an efficient type of day. And we were hoping, they'd give us some chances, but they just didn't. So I was just proud of the guys, matriculating the ball down the field, sustaining drives. Like, that's big in a game like this where defense is not really giving you anything deep. And, you have to, in games like that, you have to convert on third down. And I thought we did that really well. I think we were 5 of 9 total. And then, we had a big fourth down conversion again, I think, in the first half, keep a drive alive. So, they're a hell of a defense. They fly around. They make a lot of plays. I think their linebackers are really good. I like 11 and 15 a lot. So, I was just proud of our guys.
We'll go James and then we'll go
AJ, obviously in a 10-game season, every game is very important. But on the road against a 2-0 team, division team as well in San Antonio, how important was it to come in on the road, get this W today?
Yeah, it's big. As you know, you never know what the end of the season happens. Like last year, being left out at 7-3 with the tiebreaker and all that. So to be able to have back-to-back wins within the division is big. We're 64, 65-yard field goal away from being 3-0. So I think, like I said last week, I think we're playing better and better on offense. We're finding our identity. I think Bruce is freaking awesome. I think he's calling a hell of a game. And we really have a feel, of as a group what he's going to call and in certain situations. And I think it's just great communication all the way around. And like you said, James, this is a huge win coming in here. This is a tough place to play. I love playing here. It's such a cool atmosphere, but it's a huge win for sure.
here and they'll go here and then he's got to catch the ball.
AJ, I lived in Mobile for about 10 years. I followed you at St. Paul's, covered you up at Alabama, and want to ask you at this point in your career, talk about your motivation and how you feel about your performance as you're in this stage of your career.
Yeah, I don't try to talk or build myself up. I just try to go out and play and have fun. Motivation for me is one, my kids watching me, it's always great. And them, really teaching them about the lessons of sports in general. Like, there's ups and downs. I've been FaceTiming and watching both of my two oldest play baseball, and my oldest is probably more serious than my middle son Cash, but Trip, when he gets out or something, cries or is pissed off. And so I think these moments, last night they sat in a team meeting, got to watch a little highlight tape, make fun of Dad. AB had a cool little deal about me being older on there. That was funny. The kids thought it was hilarious. But listen, whenever I play to win. I think everybody can see that, the fire that I play with and the passion. And I just want guys to believe in me and never think we're out of it. And that's all I can do.
Hey, AJ. So yesterday I couldn't help but notice, but the Crimson White game was on TV. Kalen DeBoer on the sidelines. That's, something new that people have to get used to. I just was wondering, as an alumni yourself, like, what do you think of the challenges he faces following St. Nick?
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch it, be honest with you. I watched what was the late game? Birmingham and Memphis. And then we were in meetings too, but and I spent a lot of time went to dinner with the boys and family. But listen, I think it's a great hire for Alabama. I wish, Coach DeBoer nothing but the best. It's always tough following Coach Saban's footsteps. But the biggest thing is just being himself. Don't try to be Coach Saban. I know what the people of Alabama and the fan base expect, right? And he knows that. But just be yourself, have fun, and they're still going to be able to win. They're still going to get the top recruits. So I'm excited to just watch this new era of Alabama football.